a confused person. I remember the webinar we had, but all of a sudden I'm getting confused because I'm just like, what's going on? Like there's too much back and forth, about it. So I think we should do that as well, just for clarity for our listeners as well. In
Yeah.
ABC, we have Tinubu's 2026 budget buries next generation in debt.
ADC, sha. They should be coming down. All right, Premium Times. Two suspected ISWAP terrorists arrested in Lagos. It's all right. Lagos, so let's not be thinking that it's far away. Oh. Let's not sit down in Lagos and say, oh, it's happening in the north. Oh no, it's happening in the central part of Nigeria. They reach everywhere. Oh, please, let's do what we can and support the government in fighting this. All right, another one on Premium Times says Oyedele dismisses claims on Nigeria's tax on Nigeria's tax laws. Yeah, Nigeria introduces mandatory pre-employment drug testing for public servants, service applicants. This one is good.
Not the only drug testing. They should do literacy testing for them. The constitution needs to be reviewed per what the requirement, because telling them they need basic six for me is an insult to Nigerians, because when you're applying for a job, some companies said no, they collect BSc. Our government officials or public servants are getting with you know what? Let's just go. The Nation newspaper, federal government declares armed groups as terrorists. Next up in the Nation newspaper, Edo Assembly asks Okpebolo to take possession of Moa Radisson Blue Hotel.
All right, let's head on to the next one we have this morning. Looking at okay, that's the cable. On the cable newspaper, federal government declares kidnappers, bandits as terrorists. Says era of ambiguous nomenclature is over.
Okay.
Hope so. Now, visas issued before January 1, 2026 remain valid. US assures Nigerians after travel restrictions. US conducting surveillance flights over Nigeria after Trump's military intervention threat, report says.
In the Daily Post, we have, excuse me. In the Daily Post, we have US Embassy to suspend issuing visas in Nigeria, 18 other countries from January 1. Kogi Governor Ododo reveals members of cabals in his administration.
All right, on the Tribune, banditry. Oyo Ogun Lagos unveiled joint security offensive to secure highways and cities. All right, that's coming from the Tribune. Another one says NSA Ribadu visits spill site as federal government intensifies re-entry into Ogoni oil fields. Yeah, let's head on to the last one.
Finally, in the national dailies, we have Nigeria government introduces mandatory pre-employment drug testing for public service applicants. Trump recalls United States of America ambassador to Nigeria. Those are the headlines this morning in the national dailies. If we thought we were going to be seeing a lot of Merry Christmas, something in the headlines, Trump will not finish 90 this one. So we shall go straight into the talking points for this one, the ones that have caught our eye, starting off with the one from the Punch newspaper. Autonomy battle. Local governments demand direct funds as states receive 7.43 trillion naira. So the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria and the National Union of Local Government Employees have thrown their weight behind President Bola Tinubu's plan to enforce direct deductions of council funds from the federal government for federation account allocation, even as state governments continue to retain control over allocations to local governments. I mean, the president had said to the state governors that they need to comply with the Supreme Court's ruling, which has granted financial autonomy to local government. When I saw this, I was like, currently what we have is there's no trust or faith in the judicial system. We've seen time and time again where the Supreme Court says one thing and then they go to do another. We've seen it in PDP. I think there was another one I read this week. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. We've even seen it in this situation as well. The Supreme Court has ruled on something, has given their final judgment, and yet there's still like a tussle. Even the president has talked about it. Yet there's still a tussle about whether the local government should have their money or not. Within join local government and state government, what I would expect is you should normal you give reports to the state government to be like, this is how we spend money, this is how we spend money. But 18 months after the judgment, it's not been like that. The local government allocations has still continued to pass through the state government, and there's delay. There's disputes between the central bank, the state government, the local government, and other relevant agencies. So it's just like, if the money has been passed, what is stopping the state government to pass it down to the local governments? It is, I don't know. I mean, that's why I said I'm happy that you're here, because I remember that you've mentioned this quite a few times about how, each government, sometimes when callers come in, you say, no, you should be able to ask your local government to do this or that. But the local government is in charge of, the local roads, the schools in the area, the hospitals. But when they are not receiving money, what are we supposed to do? You are muted, Ademi.
Thank you very much, Fumilayo. First of all, the governors for not yielding to the judgment of the Supreme Court is a violation in the first instance. But you know that in this part of the world, talking about Nigeria, that is our way of life, not carrying out the orders of the court. I'm talking about those in government, because they believe they are superior to any other laws and to any other person and to any other group of people and to any other establishment. As it is, there's one thing I saw in it. Do you blame the governors? Is it the governor's fault? It is not. Why are you still paying the allocation that has to do with local government directly to the joint account of the state and the local government? It's not the governor's fault. They should establish the account at the federal and what do you call it? The accountant general, a central bank. They should open direct account to the local government where their allocations will be paid directly into, rather than paying into the joint account between the state and the local government. So come, let's think about it. A lot of things is playing out, and is underneath that you and I do not see. I look at one aspect of it again. Don't forget that it is not just local government that we have in most of the states. We have LCDAs, local council development area, newly established by the state government. And as it is, they are not recognized by the federal government. We must understand that. Let's take Lagos as our case study. The recognized local government in Lagos State is 20. Do you understand? 20. We have 20 that are recognized local government in Lagos. And we have 52 local governments as we speak in Lagos. That is to say, we have 36 LCDAs in Lagos that are not recognized. So, and the funds that are being used to manage these LCDAs are the funds that are coming to the 20 local governments.
Okay.
Now, if those money were to be paid directly to the 20 local governments, do you think those local government will be magnanimous enough to give the other local government under them those money? They will not. They will not. I think a lot of things needs to be done. Maybe The federal government and the state government need to sit down. They need to look at the LCDAs. They need to ratify the law that established that local LCDAs. Whether to be accepted or to be cancelled, ab initio. That is what, when they are able to achieve that, then I tell you, the money, the funds, the allocations that is meant to come to the local government will easily be driven to the local government.
Mm-hmm.
But as it is, if those money goes to that 20 local government in Lagos State, the local government, I don't see any chairman who will be saying, it's Father Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
He will tell you he has a lot of things to do in his local government. And the local government is the one that is recognized by the federal authority. It's recognized by the constitution of the nation. So which implies that whatever he does with the money is constitutional. If he refuses not to give anybody, it's constitutional. Do you understand? So that is just, I think that's another aspect that you have seen why the governors have been trying to, to protect particularly the LCDs, because let's be honest with ourselves. Like I said, we are making case with the 20 local governments in Lagos State. The 20 local governments in Lagos State cannot see to the functions of every local area in Lagos State. Lagos State, yes, when you look at Lagos State on the map, it's so tiny. But I tell you, that's Oyibo's manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they manipulated Africa. That Africa is smaller than their own country, because they want us to believe we are not close to them. Lagos is big. Have you traveled around Lagos before and see that from one end to the other, even when there is no traffic, you travel between 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes from one end to the other, even 2 hours. That's how big Lagos is. But most people feel Lagos is small. And when you talk about local government, you talk about population. Have you gone to Oshodi and seen the earth counts of people, of river, of earth
Yeah.
in Oshodi? Have you stand at Egbeda in the evening when you see people trooping in? Have you seen what happens there? Have you gone to Ajegunle? All this area. So how do you think Agege local government will be able to manage Alimosho? Will be able to manage Ifako Ijaye? Will be able to manage Ojokoro? Okeodo?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So what you are saying invariably is that these areas, the numbers of people there are more than what the local government in that area can handle. So that is the reason initially for establishing those LCDAs. And those LCDAs needs to function. They must be ready to meet development within the areas. So that's one of the reasons. But as it is, like I said earlier, if you are this crying out that the state government are not giving funds they will not give funds to them. Mm-hmm. The only way you can do that, you can help that situation, is to pay directly to the account of local governments. Council ratify that, or you repeal that account, close that account, the joint account between the local government and the state government. If that account is closed, and you now open a direct account to the local government, very well, they will know that when they are to pay the money, they'll pay them directly into the account of the local government. So in that wise, the local government will be able to make use of their money. But as it is, a lot of things are there. The other LCDAs, that's another aspect that the government needs to look into. Thank God that President Tinubu is the one that engineered that. He's the first person that did that in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So now that is the president of the federation. You know, when he established the other local governments, Obasanjo withheld his allocation, the monthly allocation of Lagos State for 3 years because of that. Now that he's there, what is he going to do to make sure that this anomalies is being, treated as it is? So the truth is that all the so-called states in Nigeria, virtually everyone now has LCDAs. So, which implies you have more local governments in Nigeria as we speak today, more local government, more council development area. Now, what are we going to do about it? They need to be gazetted at the federal gazette so that they will be recognized as a local government area in Nigeria under Nigerian Constitution. So if that it is done, they can have a direct allocation as well. They can also be taken care of by the monthly allocation directly. But without that, they are not, as it is, as we speak now, they are being taken care of with the funds that is meant for other local governments. So that's the issue. So a lot of things is there, but the president said he's going to give a presidential order. The president also must understand that the order, what exactly would the order do? It's not going to cause problem. It's going to cause problem. Like because of this other LCDAs, it's going to cause problem. Okay, that means you want the state government to be the one to run the LCDAs. If the state government run the LCDAs with their own funds, is it the same LCD? Is it the state that is actually that LCDA is helping? No, it's helping the totality of the federation of the Nigerian states, because everybody within that local government, local council area are Nigerian citizens. And they must be able to enjoy being Nigerian citizens wherever they are, irrespective of how remote that area could be. So that's the function, and I think that's what the SCDAs are meant to cure. And if that is to happen, then the federal government must recognize them. The federal government as well must fund them so that they can meet the needs of the citizens of this nation. So the federal government needs to do something about it. And the president needs to look into it. And the National Assembly, they need to do something about it. Thank you.
Right, Adeyemi, thank you very much. Well, anyway, this is 8 o'clock right here on Your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and it's the newspaper review on the Full Breakfast Show. And we're looking at, the local government, financial autonomy from the state government, calling on the federal government to say, I beg, we're giving us our money by ourselves. We don't want to be doing any joint things with the state government. But my own concern is the state governments now are probably, on top of the matter saying, okay, we are the ones that will disburse this fund to local governments so that they can use it and all of that. But are we sure that the local governments are not just asking for this money so that they're able to be in control of it and do what they feel they want to do? Because sometimes it's one thing to have somebody that is overseeing what you're doing, and that might want you to be careful of what you do or how you spend the money, or giving you the money directly. Because we have seen some local government chairmen and some local government workers who have not done anything at all for their communities. And this money is being disbursed to them, given to them. So how about they now give them this full autonomy now, and they now sit down as Oga on top of their chair? The money is coming directly to us. Now we know how to want a sharer. So how are we supposed to check all of this? Because local government chairmen, sometimes some people don't even know who they are, because they are not even doing anything at all. They don't even know who they are. It's only the state government that they are calling, and probably the federal government. Because somebody could be in one village in Kacha local government in Kaduna State and not even know that he has a local government chairman who is supposed to help, fix things even before the state government comes into the picture and this federal government. So if this money is being released to them directly, are we not sure that we're not just enriching some people down there, and the people still will not see anything?
Yes, thank you, Rose, for that. Well, you see, you have spoken well, and that actually has been happening over the years. I'm a witness of that through a friend in one of the local governments in Lagos State. When the local government funds comes in, they sit down. There are three major people that first take out of it: the chairman, the council chairman, the council manager, the chairman, the council manager, and the treasurer. These three. Then also the vice chairman. So making four. We saw a case where the council vice chairman was carrying one biscuit box. Is that money that is inside?
Ah,
That's how that was way back then. I'm telling you, before this cashless policy.
hey.
We saw. So now that is why you don't see anything meaningful within local government. You still see that at the end of the day, it's the state that will still come and do something in the local government, whereas it is the responsibility of the local government to make sure that their environment, their axes are developed. But you end up, I remember a case. I remember some local government when Fashola was there. You see that Fashola, we even come to those local government when he has allocated it to some people to take care of it. That man will come late in the night to come and see if the work is being done or not. You know what they do? They will do sometimes they even walk halfway, and the next thing they will give a report that the job is completed. The road is No, it's the truth. I've seen one particular road in a particular local government that has been given out on 3 different occasions, fully paid for. And that road was not done until the state government came into it, took over it, and constructed that road. Before that road today, you see, that is one of the reasons why thank God for Mr. President, being the first governor of Lagos State who actually has a plan. I'm talking about the recent dispensation. I'm not talking about the times of Jakonde. Jakonde also had good plan and he executed it. But with the follow-up that we have today, you'll see that when Mr. President left the seat as governor and Fashola came in, Fashola did his own. And the next time that happened when Ambode came in, Ambode actually concentrated on the mainland. If you have been to, let me say, Kola, all those areas, your AIT, you will see the fantastic job that man did there. That is the role these governors were playing instead of the local government doing it. Because the local government, they will tell you they don't have enough funds. Yes, they do not have enough funds. But the one they have, are they actually using it to do something meaningful for the local government? Rather than doing that, what they do is to share among themselves. That's what they do mostly. But that's why you see that the governors are still looking at it that, look, this money, if it goes to their hand, we have not only them that are enjoying it. It's not meant for them only as it is, because we have about 3-4 LCDAs attached to this particular local government. And if you have 3 LCDAs attached to the local government, if you not give that fund directly to that local government will not give those LCDAs. So they will now be pointing to the constitution. Now you will see that their lawyer and the so-called the legislative arm of the local government, all of them will stand up because all of them are the one enjoying it. They are supervisors. They are part of those people that enjoys those money we are talking about. That's how they do. You see, I've had my friends who were in the north told me that some people in the north, some local government in the north, it is only when the allocation comes, that's when they report. The moment they've done the sharing and everything, they've dissected the money, the next thing is that local government closes down until next month again. So a lot of things is happening. So what I'm begging the president as it is this morning is that the president to please, they should liaise with the National Assembly. Let these other LCDAs, let them be gazetted so that they can be recognized by the Constitution. And when they are being recognized, they can also be allocated funds to manage these LCDAs. So by then, when you're not talking about giving money to the local government directly, it will be easier. And at the same time, like you said, who is going to check balance them? You see, don't forget that we have this so-called ICPC and EFCC, they are still there. They are our watchdogs as it is. And I think the state government should still have some level of authority over the local government, so that the local government will not, but in politics, politics as it is, every one of us will say they have autonomy and they can do whatever they like and their own. But at the same time, if we allow it, though you say the legislative arm is there, they ought to be the check and balances of the chairman. Not lie. All of them, they'll go sit down together. The moment they know what they can get. I remember when at the initial inception of this very dispensation of our democracy in 1999. When people were collecting 120,000 way back in 1999, you know what it is. You will come and see these local government councillors. The councillors, they were living large. They were not doing anything other than coming to share the money, the funds coming to local government. So with this kind of habit, with this kind of attitude, and at the same time, you see, we also, the people that live in each local government, like you said earlier, you said there are those who don't even know who their chairman is. But we have those who are elites within the environment. What are the responsibility of the people within that local government? You see, our responsibility is to hold this local government accountable for the development in our area. It is not for them to come and say they dug one borehole for about 4th Street and say that is dividend of democracy. When they were using that word way back in the era of Obasanjo, dividend of democracy, I saw it as an insult on us, on our personality as Nigerians. What is the dividend of democracy? We said this is the system of government that we want. And the system of government is the right of the people to enjoy. So when you do something, you now say it's a dividend. What did we say inside it that you are giving us dividend? Or you are meant to do what is right so that the people can live a better life? You see, what they are telling us that when they do that, we should appreciate them that they are even giving us something. That's what it implies, though. You know that sometimes when you buy shares, they may tell you the share is not profitable this month, or they will declare loss.
Yeah.
So, but they are telling you that instead of us to declare loss to people, we are not bringing you dividend. This dividend, you should thank us that we even brought it. It's an insult. Baba Obasanjo is one of the architects of this situation that we have today in this country. I am telling you, Obasanjo is not being fair to us as Nigerians. And ever since, everybody that came after him, they have watched his footsteps. And everybody is behaving in likewise manner. And you see, when I'm going to talk this morning, people will say, maybe Tinubu, I don't know Tinubu. I've never met him before, not even his son. I've never, even the wife, I've not met them before. But the truth be told, in Lagos, he was the project manager. The actualizer was Fashola. Then, during the era of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the governor of Lagos State. But today, when you're talking about Mr. Project in Nigeria, who would you say is Mr. Project? Rose. Tinubu is Mr. Project Nigeria, whether we like it today. Do you realize that Nigeria is being connected one way or the other with the project that is ongoing? And as it is, the only thing that can help this local government that we are talking about, the funds, like I said, there is no way that fund will go directly to one local government when there are other 4 or 5 attached LCDAs to the local government. And by the time that money goes to the local government, you will see that that local government will not give the LCDAs money. They will now be claiming constitutional right of that local government and with the funds. So we are urging, we are appealing, we are begging Mr. President and the National Assembly to please do something so that these LCDAs can be recognized. not all the LCDAs anyway, anyone that you found that, okay, it's just been established, maybe just to create that, okay, the governor of that state created, and then state assembly, they created LCDA, and you see that there's no reason for that creation, cancel them. Look at the ones that are worthy. Them, gazette them. Let them be gazetted. With that, they can have direct funds. But as it is, the state government cannot oversee the fund of the local government. It is our responsibility as citizens that live within that local government to hold them accountable. And like we said, it is also the responsibility of the councillors, which is the legislative arm of the local government. It is their responsibility to make sure that the people in their wards area are able to enjoy what Obasanjo will call the dividend of democracy. So please, that is the only way we can go about it. May God help us, and we should not be sitting down and be looking. Like Bolagi said, sit down and look. No, we will not sit down and look. It is time for us to always speak up. It's time for us to always stand up and demand for our rights. It is our right. Everything that is embedded in the Constitution for you to have a better life, to live a good life as a citizen of a state, it is your right. It is our right. They are there as custodians. They are there as trustees. They are not the owner of the funds. It is meant for our good and our betterment. It is meant for the progress of the environment wherever they are established. It is for the citizen and the progress of the nation. God bless Nigerians.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Adeyemi. Let's take some messages because I want us to go to the next headline.
Hello, good morning, women radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, women radio.
Good morning, Evangelist Dixon. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. Any day I sleep and wake up, I always glorify the God. Many this morning to the rush to hospital, 1 minute is against the mortal. And I know one day I also will leave this world. Everyone will leave this world one day and go back to America to give account. And that's why I always say she always do the right thing. There is nothing in this life, absolutely nothing. All you need to do is to fear God and always do that. I do me. I really, I always agree with what you always speak my mind. So I agree. I don't need to repeat what you have said. I don't need to repeat everything you have said. I believe let us hold our government accountable. Put them accountable. A lot of money is going to the governors. They are finding difficult to release the money meant for the local government. And some of us, the same thing, if we are there, we do the same. And that's one time I ask you, now, little place, are we doing the right thing? God is watching us all. Let God have that spirit of Christmas, that spirit of Christ, that spirit of love, sharing and caring. Some people wake up this morning, they can't boast of giving 1,000 naira. They are our neighbor, they are brother, they are sister. I never want Christ say, the early believer, after Apostle chapter 2, verse 42, after chapter 4, verse 40. Remember, the people that believe, why the people call them Christians? Because there was oneness, unity, and love. They share what they have. The Bible says there's nobody among them that lack. And in Matthew chapter 25, verse 34, Christ said, come and inherit the kingdom. Who is able to inherit the kingdom? Say, because I was hungry, you gave me food. I was naked, you gave me. They said to me, Christianity is love. Christ is love. And love doesn't go without carrying my study. Let us share what you have. Such life. As our daughter, God will be happy. Before we pray, God will hear. While we are praying, God will answer. But if you continue to do the wrong thing and praying, fasting and prayer of the sinner is abomination too. If we all can do what is right, this nation will change for better. We should not continue around it. There is God there. Nigeria will be great again. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon. Okay, let's go, complete these messages. What the National Assembly is supposed to do immediately, the Supreme Court has given the verdict on the matter that the local government councils must them directly. That clause of a constitution that gives joint account of LGAs with the state government must have been amended. and give separate accounts, says Olusoga Ajayi from Odonla Ikorodu. Good morning to you in the studio. On local government autonomy, I know Mr. President is not ready to implement the autonomy for local government just because of 2027. The Ashiwaju I voted for, I knew what he is capable of doing. It's just giving the governors to have their way in this time. Ashiwaju will implement the local government autonomy and state police by his second term in office. And on tax implementation, it should go on, an amendment should not go on if it is necessary. Thank you, Additional Wasiu, for your message. But he also says, Mr. President has distinguished himself as well as the president for all his policies. Nigerians should be patient with him. He's going to liberate this country, and Nigerians will love him. Mark my words. Thank you so much, Additional Wasiu, for your message. It's about 18 minutes past 8 this morning. Let's move over to the second headline. Over to you, Rose.
Okay, so let's quickly look at this and see how much of it we can cover. Now, for those who never get a US visa before January 1, or yes, your case, so after January 1 now, it will suspend. But then again, I just want to say that this one way we did part of, these 19 countries that the US has suspended issuance of visas for. Are we sure that it's not because Nigeria, they tagged us as a country of a particular concern? Are we sure that that's not what is playing out here, or they say that they're trying to protect their own security? But I mean, security, US, we know, some of the things that are happening today.
Sorry to interrupt you, Rose. We have a call. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hello, good morning. Women Radio. Hello, good morning. Okay.
Yeah, are we sure that is not because of what Trump has tagged us, because of our insecurity issues?
Hello, I can hear you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Mr. Deyemi, good morning, sir. Compliments of the season.
Oh, good morning. It's a long time. Oh. How are you, madam?
Fine. Now you say make a no call. So maybe now I make the thing hold me. I was just joking. Mr. Deyemi, let me beg them to always pick the call. This is the 30th time I'm calling this morning. That's the way pick call yesterday. Not gonna help me to put on for dear. During our lens, and during this newspaper review, so that you go the quick. I commended yesterday. I'm condemning today. This is the 30th time my phone will be buzzing. It is well. On a good morning.
The will.
We don't have much time. I just want to chime in on the first discussion Mr. Deyemi spoke about. He has extensively spoken, and he has spoken well. God bless you, Rose, for saying that the reason the monies are not being given to the local government chairman because we are being skeptical. See, when I know best, I want trust stone for my own local government chairman. Not the person where you see for within your neighborhood. Now you go to make them give money. Once they bag the local government chairman title, they leave the vicinity. Mr. Deyemi, how do I hold them accountable? Ikorodu West local government area, not be the chairman, they do the work of the inner roads. People like Jimmy Bernstein, people like the senator of the Ikorodu West local government, Senator Abiru, but then they do the work. The local government chairman, Sulaimon Bello, make you know that they consistent with my area. I know their names. Yeah. So some people don't even know the names of their own. Are they dish out names? May they come catch me. They Ikorodu here. They are not. Is not doing. Once they embark that title of local government, they don't they don't come up for the area. So, sir, how do I hold them accountable? Now, breeze, now ghost, I won't go. On the second discourse, before Mr. Deyemi chimes in, and I don't round up. After no quick my call, now make me no quick talk. Make we stay our country developer. They don't tell us say we country of particular concern. Stay here, fight it, develop it, and stop going cap in hand to beg for greener pastures in a place that is already restructured or structured and fixed. Good morning, everyone. Compliments of the season. Rose, if you don't pick my call for her lens, we'll go fight. Nah, bye-bye. Love you guys.
I'm happy it's your name she called. You're muted, Rose.
But sometimes it could be saying a network because this was well, sometimes when you pick it drops immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So one will never tell because I don't see why we'll see a call ringing and we'll not pick. How? When we used to interrupt ourselves here just to pick calls.
Yeah.
So sometimes it could not be maybe from our end. It could probably be just network pranking us or something like that. So well, our time is fast spent, Ademi, but just in the 2 minutes that we have, what do you think is going on here with the US keep giving us, you know, this
That
issue
goes
and
on
all of
every
that?
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, whether they like it or not, we too are contributing to their economy now. For those of our brothers and stuff that travel there, is it just like that? The money that we go there to spend is it not on them? So are we sure that it's not because of what is happening here and what they've tagged us? Maybe that's why we are inside these 19 countries that have they've suspended the issuance of visas for.
Two things. Two things. One, because Nigeria is tagged country of particular concern, is one of the reasons. Then when you look at the numbers of countries that were being denied that will be denied of visa from the 1st of January, when you look at it, you see that they are all black countries.
Yes, I noticed. I noticed.
That's
I
why
noticed.
who the president of America is a racist. He's a racist. Is the honest truth. He's a racist. Are you telling me Antigua? What has Antigua got to do? Have they been committing crime? Are they terrorists? Is it a terrorist nation? What are you talking about? Senegal? Is Senegal a terrorist nation? It's just to show you who the president of America is. And the matter is long been said, but you and I, we have not been taking cognizance of it. When he continued to reiterate it then that it is America, 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 and he said he's not apologetical about being a rightist, you will understand that he knows what he's saying. And that's to show you that's the kind of the way they operated way back in those days, the KKK. They don't care about any other race other than being white. The next thing they love to eliminate are the blacks. And because we are in the modern world, we are in the civilized period, they cannot eliminate anybody anyhow easily. That is why this man is telling us that he wants to come to Nigeria. Look, it is time for Nigerians to sit back. I tell you, Nigeria, I can always say, Nigeria is the best place to be. I am telling you, all we need is our government to please make Nigeria an enviable place. Let everything work in Nigeria. Everywhere you travel to, or more, even when you go for tourism, do you realize that if you go to Taraba State, it's one of the most beautifulest places to be in the world. Yes. But why are we not really making sure that we are able to make this, pronounce it, advertise it, sell it to the world, sell it to our people? I said I was in IT last week. I met a photographer there, a photographer journalist there, and this guy has been to virtually almost all the 70-something local governments in Nigeria. And that guy told me a lot. Omo, I told you, I said, I want to go to Ikogosi, Warm Spring. Is that not a place to be? Please, we need to sell ourselves. If Nigeria, I've been to some places and I realized that, look, Nigeria is still the place to be. And the money you and I are going to look for over there is in Nigeria. Do you know the truth? It's because of the value of the currency over there. That's why everybody is thinking that they are not enjoying, they are suffering. They are suffering. You have to do 2 works before you can meet your needs. But we're here. After 5 o'clock in the evening, we don't assemble for joints now. They enjoy ourselves. They eat pepper soup. Abba. And yet we are making a living. We still live. Even majority of them cannot come to they can't come back to Nigeria. They are ashamed because of where they left us. We don't pass them, and they cannot enter. They will be like slaves for where we did. Look, I beg. Well, let us beg our government. Let us beg our governors. Let us beg our local government chairmen. I beg, make Nigeria an every place so that everybody can think of staying back think of developing, think of establishing something meaningful. They should know, you see what we should be doing now. These taxes they said they want to start collecting, they should do it in such a way that it will encourage industries. It will encourage businesses to thrive. That is what they ought to do. It will encourage billionaires being made in this part of the world. That's what they did in China. They encourage their people. That is why you and I, we are going to China today. And don't forget, when they say Apollo brain, then I get them all.
Actually,
I am telling you, do you know, you know that if I've had the opportunity, I would have been the first person that would have invented this phone camera of a thing. I actually designed it. I am telling you, when I wanted to go to NIT, I'm talking about 1999. I am telling you, it's on my book. I designed it that how you'll be able to speak to somebody on the phone. When we're using 33, what do you call it? Nokia 3310. You understand? But because the opportunities are not there.
they're not there.
So what we are saying is that please, they should create opportunities for our children, for the people of this nation to do something and be different among the nations of the world. God will help us.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Adele. Also, Merry Christmas to you. By the time we'll be seeing you next week or maybe next year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year in advance, everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I had more questions to ask you on this visa something. So we'll move it to another time because I'll come back to it. All right. This is still Women Radio. You can come to Women Radio to give your children a good time at Women Radio. Bring them over here at Areko while waiting for you and your children. Shaking in money, 2,000 naira. Let them take photos, speak on radio, collect gift, take photograph with Santa, talk to Santa, collect gifts. They can't put day ready for you. So bring them. 9 o'clock is the news and 9:05 is her lens. We have come to the end of the full breakfast show this morning. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Fumi Bangla.
My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Have a great day ahead. Good morning.
WFM 91.7.
Have you been a victim of corruption?